Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing another Walking Dead video for today, leading into the second half of The Walking Dead Season 8. In this one first, we're going to give our thoughts on The Walking Dead featuring its first fully nude zombie in this second half of Season 8. We'll take a look at a new poster, and then we'll get into some of your guys' Q&A questions. And yes, I'm for real. I'll put the link in the description so you guys can go ahead and check this out. avclub.com has got the details, so we'll go over them now. Then we'll have a look at that poster, and then we'll get into your guys' questions. So The Walking Dead teases TV's first fully nude zombie. Sorry, Walker. And I think this probably is the first fully nude zombie. I'm trying to think, like, if Z Nation ever did, like, you know, fully nude zombie. They did do zombie strippers, so that was one. That was pretty funny. If you guys didn't catch that in Z Nation, they've done some good stuff in Z Nation. They've done giant zombie balls rolling, giant wheels of cheese, you know, toppling over zombies, zombie NATO. So they've done some creative stuff in Z Nation for sure. But it says here, when the back half of Season 8 premieres February 25th, The Walking Dead will be trying to recover some lost ground. The season premiere and mid-season finale were both amongst the lowest rated entries of the series in the last 5 years. And with this Negan thing still dragging on, executive producers Scott Gimple and Greg Nicotero have to offer viewers something to revive their flagging interest. Which is presumably why, on the most marketed of romantic days, Nicotero announced the show will debut TV's first fully nude zombie later this season. Entertainment Weekly spoke with the Walking Dead FX wizard and executive producer about what's in store for viewers going into the second half. And surprise, we'll see Rick, Michonne, and other Alexandria folks defend themselves from a pissed-off Negan. Nicotero reiterated the show's central questions. It's always, what are we fighting for? Any war in the history of mankind has always been based on what are we fighting for. Before getting into the good stuff, there's an episode where we did our first fully nude zombie. He says Walker, but he told Entertainment Weekly, we've never done that before, highlighting the modesty of the Georgian undead. Nicotero didn't reveal any specifics about the au naturel zombie, sorry Walker, such as whether or not it'll be a full frontal shot. But bare-ass zombies date back to George Romero's Night of the Living Dead. So once again, The Walking Dead treads a familiar path. So that's really funny. But, you know, I'm wondering if this is actually going to be a thing. Because even though he says that, well, you know, he's directing and that kind of stuff. But a lot of times they cut stuff. Like, you'd have something where they do something in particular, and then when it comes to the cut, to actually show it on TV and everything, they cut it. So we'll have to see what this looks like in the second half, which episode it is, and it's going to be like a Where's Waldo, I think, going into this half. People are going to want to know where's the naked zombie, which one's the naked zombie, and of course, if I catch it, which I probably won't, because you guys know how my reviews are, right? But, trolls certainly have no trouble pointing that out, but once we catch it, we will, let you guys know. But, you know, I wouldn't be surprised in this one if they had it in an episode, and then after that, when we got to see the Blu-ray or something, it was like an actual, like what if they film it, they do everything, he does his job, and then they cut it, or they do something weird, but they just show like the top half of his body or something, and then in the Blu-ray or something, they show like more. You guys get what I'm saying? Like, instead of Rick saying they're fucking with the wrong people, he says they're screwing with the wrong people. Then you buy the Blu-ray or DVD and you see the scene where he actually says they're fucking with the wrong people. So, you know, they couldn't actually put it on TV. Actually, they can now, but, you know, then they couldn't. So I'm excited for this. You know, I can't wait to see some nude zombies and what this looks like. You know, and how's that going to play out? You know, is it going to be a nude zombie attacking like one of the women or something? Is it going to be a male nude zombie? Is it going to be a female nude zombie? You know, that's a good question, right? Could be either one. So let me know what you guys think about that one. Really funny. I can see it already. Like, I can hear it already. The comments, man, they must be really grasping at straws or something. So leave your comments. Let me know what you think about that. Let's have a look at this poster. And I'll also put the link to the poster so you guys can go ahead and check it out as well. So The Last Stand. We've got red, which is always fun, always cool, right? I see red. All I see is red. and I do it. The Morgan, Clear, you guys remember? You remember? I can't forget that one. The Walking Dead on Fox, we've got Rick walking, you've got some kind of dust or fog, this type of deal, and you've got just the red beating down on him, almost consuming him, and maybe representing his rage for, what's been happening, losing Carl, and just how angry and frustrated he's going to be going into this back half, and what he's going to do. He's got the white band wrapped around his shirt for Alexandria, and the last stand, man, very cool. He's got some kind of letter here or note. We'll have to see what that entails. Is it something from Carl? Is it information about locations or where saviors might be? Is it some info from Dwight, the man on the inside? And then he's also got what looks like, I don't know if it's a knife or something else, and his hatchet, which is pretty cool, in there as well too. So pretty cool stuff. Not too much more to say about it than that. Just that we're going to see a fired up red Rick this half, and it's going to be, the beard's growing, right? So it's getting thicker, it's getting fuller, and we might see kind of that return of that old season 5. But then going back the other way in the end, probably, with deciding not to just absolutely annihilate and run everybody over with cars and that kind of thing, like he did in season 5. So it's pretty cool poster. Have a look for yourselves if you want to see it in higher def. And we're getting pretty close to the premiere date. It's next Sunday night, so don't forget, guys, the 25th, next Sunday. So it's about like 9 days, depending on how you want to count it. So getting pretty excited. I think this break went by pretty quick, man. It didn't drag that much. It went by pretty fast. So some of your guys' questions for today, and you can keep sending them to me right up to the premiere date, and I'll have lots of videos coming for you guys until we get there. Maybe not one every day, but probably close to it. TriBeCa's Finest says, Q&A Trev, do you ever think that they will address or even do the Rick's brother storyline? So who is Rick's brother? So Rick does have a brother in the Walking Dead comic book series. I believe for the TV series as well, too. He does have a brother out there somewhere. For TriBeCa's Finest, I don't think they will ever address the Rick's brother, story arc. They kind of addressed it in the comic book series in the one-shot Walking Dead, The Alien, which was really good. If you guys haven't read that, that's definitely something you could check out. The Alien, it's really cool. So I won't spoil anything from it, but it is really neat. But I don't think that we'll ever see that addressed in the Walking Dead TV series. Granted, they could do something with it, because it is Rick's brother and everything. So, but I don't think they will, to be honest. Alex Callaghan asks a question that we got a lot this break, that's for sure. Hey Trev, how many seasons do you think The Walking Dead has left in her? P.S. Love the video. So that's for Alex. So yeah, definitely this break, that's one of the things that I've seen the most this break is people, focusing on the end for The Walking Dead. Like, maybe it's because they killed Carl off. I think that's probably why it really has people considering the future of the series, how long it will last, just a lot of questions about how much more Walking Dead will they get. A lot of people burned down on it. A lot of people want to see it, end, that kind of thing. I don't. You guys know that. But how many seasons are left? At least a few seasons. But I think we'll get to at least season 10, 11, maybe 12. And then, we can start checking it again at that point. Robert Kirkman has actually said quite a few times in his letter hacks and in different interviews that the Walking Dead TV series has enough material to go for at least up to season I think he said 12 or 13, something like that, or 11, and that was a year or 2 years ago now when he mentioned that. So there's lots of material for them to adapt still, and there's lots of stuff there. And it's not easy to get a new hit like The Walking Dead. The Walking Dead is a huge, massive hit. It's still getting over 8 million views per episode, and compared to most series, that's a juggernaut even still. So yeah, I would think that it's good for at least a few more years, even if a lot of the audience may get burned out on it. So yeah, a very common question, right now, and but I'm bullish on it. I think it's gonna, the series is gonna go well for at least a couple more years, and you'll have, even if you got down to half the fan base in a few years, it's still probably worth it for them to keep it going, even at that. Jordi says you should update your "What if Shane killed Rick" video. So to trace that all the way through. See, the problem with that is, Jordi, is that we'd have to start at the beginning and say okay, here's how Shane is. So he would make this decision at this time and that decision there. And it's interesting to find out if you think it through, would Shane, if he was leading the group, have survived all the way up until now? and what would that look like? What would that be like if Shane was at the lead instead of Rick at the end of season 2, starting there? Let's say Shane kills Rick instead of the opposite. Then what happens after that? So we'd have to go through all of that. So the thing is, it gets harder to do those videos as the seasons go on because there's more and more stuff happening. Like, how would Shane deal with Negan? You know, these are crazy questions. And also, the character's been gone for so long. It's kind of crazy that the character's even still talked about. Voo Dude says, will the show get canceled after season 9? So we kind of already addressed that. Another similar type of question. No, I pretty much guarantee you it won't. But I'll let you know if it ever does. I just don't think it will. Lisa Evans says, Trev, do you know if Outcast will do a season 2? I loved season 1. And I don't, Lisa. Outcast is another series from Robert Kirkman. I know he's doing another series coming up as well soon. He's got another comic book series starting. Invincible is another one of his that's wrapping up right now. So Outcast is another one of, he's got a lot of stuff, man, that he's done, that he's worked on over the years. But Outcast, the TV series, I didn't see all the way through season 1, but I thought it did get renewed for season 2. So that means you probably will see it maybe summertime or late spring. I'll let you know if I get into it at all. Even though I'm a huge fan of Kirkman, I'm not too big into Outcast. But I can't wait for Invincible, the movie, when Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg, when they get done the Invincible movie, that's going to be cool, man. That's going to be really cool. Next one was, hey Trev, can you talk about the timeline for Morgan's Fear crossover being revealed into, this was from Talking Deadheads 32. Well, not really, because, and I'll put a link in the description if you guys want to check it, but basically there's a few comments in it by Robert Kirkman about how it creates like a jumping point from, Walking Dead right into Fear the Walking Dead. So most people are interpreting that as it means that the Fear timeline will have to be time jumped to match up with Morgan and meet up at that point. But even still, that's not like 100%, guaranteed that that's what we're going to see. They're kind of tricky with some of the things they say, and so you can't really say that 100% that that's for sure what's going to happen yet. Even though it sounds like, yeah, that's probably what's going to happen, we just can't say for sure because sometimes they mislead us purposefully, in their interviews and the things they say. Like the T-Dog interviews they did before they killed T-Dog off and said that he was going to get a lot more time in season 3, and then they killed him almost right away. Storm Shadow says, Q&A Trev, in an interview on a cruise that just passed, I think it's Walker Stalker cruise or whatever, Skybound did a video where they posted this in their YouTube channel. Believe it or not, they do. Robert Kirkman does have a YouTube channel for Skybound, so you guys can check that out if you haven't seen it. SKYBOUND. Shane said it was, or Jon Bernthal, who played Shane, said it was when he beat up Carol's husband that he realized he could do things and nobody could stop him, and it was the start to the other side of Shane. What are your thoughts? Because after all these years, it was nice to hear a few new things about how Jon Bernthal thinks of his character. It's an awesome interview. Check it out. And I did. I watched it. He goes into other things too, some of the movies he's done since then and all that. It's really cool that he's still willing to do kind of Walker Stalker, anything at this point, be it in interviews, cruises, whatever. It's just really cool because, he's been gone from the series now, season 8 versus season 2. He was gone at the end of season 2, so it's been like 6 years pretty much since he's been in the show, and he's still doing stuff for the show that, even at least talking about it a little bit is, cool, or being there for the fans and that, even though he's had all these other roles, Punisher and all this other stuff afterwards. So congratulations to him for sure. He was absolutely fantastic in The Walking Dead as Shane, and it was cool to see some people ask him some questions. They asked him questions like, did you talk to Andrew Lincoln about the Shane baby reveal? And Jon Bernthal said that no, because he already knew it was his. Or he said that he did talk to him, but it was just kind of like he just kind of told him, but he already knew. So that was kind of cool that he kind of knew that, 6 years ago, right? That like 100%. So it's kind of cool stuff like that, and you guys can listen to it through if you want to. I still have the figure in the background for a reason, right? I still have Shane's, Jon Bernthal's Shane there, and the figure in the backdrop for the Walking Dead channel for sure. So it's really fun stuff, and I haven't really covered anything in particular for it, like as a lead for a video, because it's just been so long, and but it's still cool. Fans that are like old school fans of Walking Dead that love the first 2 seasons, you may want to check it out because it's just cool to see. Or if you like Punisher and you like some of the other stuff he's done since then. And the last one will be from Christopher McLean, who says, "What do you think about Rick not being in any issues of the Walking Dead comic book series since November?" And that's something I hadn't really thought about, but it's true. He has not been in like any issues of the comic books in a while. Like it's been totally focusing on other characters and other storylines, and I didn't even even notice. But that's what I think they've been doing a really good job of in The Walking Dead, is they've really diversified that out. You don't have to have Rick just at the forefront all the time in order to carry those issues. You've had some of the best issues in a while, and Rick's not even in them, especially like the one with Maggie recently. So yeah, really cool stuff. So that's something I pointed out when I read that issue. I was like, wow, such a good issue, and Rick's not even in it. So The Walking Dead does have potential in the future, guys. I think you can really see some of these other character arcs coming along, and it can be really good, man. So we'll have to see how everything turns out and how many seasons we actually get of the show. But I think we've got at least a few seasons left, and at least a few more to go, minimum. So let me know what you guys think. Leave your comments below about the nude zombie and the poster, red poster. And if you like this video, please thumb it up below. You can share, you can favorite. And if you're new and you want to subscribe to the channel, I would appreciate it. And you can do it. You can subscribe at the bottom. That's it for this one. I'll see you guys again soon for another video. As always, it's Trev, and I'm saying peace. Later, guys. See you soon.